Someone messaged me about what my favorite historical crash out moment is, and it's not even close. It is the Field of the Cloth of Gold, the summit of universal peace. It was a peace summit held in 1520 between Henry VIII of England, yes, that Henry, and Francis I of France. So, some context first. This was a period where the Ottoman Empire was really starting to push into Europe. And the church has this idea, why don't we all just get along and fight the Turks? This is also at a time when there was a handing over of the torch to the next generation of rulers. So all these kings and dukes were actually quite young. And all these young kings have a lot of warlike ambitions. And two of the major powers that arise are the new French king, Francis I, who's there because his predecessor Louis died childless, and the king of Spain and Holy Roman Emperor, Charles V. Now these two were rivals, but Charles V was courting an alliance with Henry VIII. Henry was technically his uncle via his marriage to Catherine of Aragon. But then Henry's main minister, Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, has an idea. Why don't we sign this treaty with the French of universal peace, and won't that impress the church, Henry? Henry is a devout Catholic at this point, but he doesn't really want to do it. He's young, he wants to do war. Wolsey's a master manipulator, and he knows just how to sell it to Henry. He goes, if you do this, then you will be recognised as a major power player on the European stage. Be right up there with the Francises and the Charleses. As much as Henry would love to do war, he wants European recognition even more. Wolsey drafts this peace agreement, which is kind of like an early version of NATO. These kings go, yeah, this sounds like an idea. And while the arrangements are made, they need to do the signing. Enter the Field of the Cloth of Gold, the Gilded Pissing Contest between France and England. This was the Royal Met Gala. Now both kings bring their A-game. Henry erects this huge canvas palace which has fountains that flow with wine. Francis brings the latest fashions from France and Italy. Tournaments and feasts every day, because it goes for days. There's this whole thing. The kings can never be in competition with each other, because that would defeat the purpose of them seeing each other as equals. And all that went out the window when one of the nights Henry goes, "Hey Francis, I challenge you to a wrestling contest." He was big, he was muscled, he was confident, but Francis was actually a trained wrestler. And he throws Henry in their bout. Henry was furious. He demands a rematch, and Francis is like, no, why would I do a rematch? I'm the winner. Henry then tries to get him back. Henry goes, let's have an archery contest, and he gives Francis his longbow. Francis is just a little bit too weak to draw it. Needless to say, both kings have left a very sour mood on the occasion. The treaty has to be signed. Universal peace is at stake, and the future, oh no, 2 weeks later, they're at war, because Henry has signed a new agreement with Charles V. The entire affair was a massive waste of time. Imagine throwing away a whole peace treaty because you lost a wrestling match.